We all know that when we get feedback from a client, we really want to avoid getting the exact same feedback again, as clients like to be listened. But often we have many clients, each with different and sometimes contradictory preferences. Xbench can be of help here, effectively acting as a photographic memory of any of our clients' feedback. Clients will really see us listening to them, always. So how can this be done in Xbench? The powerful checklist feature will come to rescue. Imagine that our new client sends us some corrections on our English into Spanish translation. They don't want the word archivo, they prefer fichero, and they want to keep the English term for backup. Besides that, they also state that they do not want a space between the percentage sign and the number. All of these are clearly client-specific preferences, so how can we ensure that we remember all of them next time we work for this client? In Xbench, we go to the Checklist Manager tab. We will create a new personal checklist. A separate xbckl file will be created in the specified location, and we will be able to use it in any other Xbench project for this client. We right-click on the Personal Checklist heading and select New. We give a name, ABC Client Feedback, and then specify the location where we want to save the xbckl file. To start adding entries, we right-click in the central area and select New. Let's create the entry for the first correction sent by the client, the translation for file. We give a name to the entry, file, and we provide a description. For example, must be fichero and not archivo. We can optionally assign a category, for example, feedback from client. Then, we configure the search we would perform in order to obtain the undesired term. So, for file in source, we would like Xbench to spot any instances where it has been translated as archivo, which is the form banned by the client. We could add more options in order to refine the search, or even use some other search configuration, but we will make it simple this time. We click on OK and the checklist entry is displayed in the central area. The entries we defined in the checklist will be used by the QA feature in order to perform the defined searches and spot any unwanted terms or phrases. Let's add another entry for backup. Here we will use power search or conditional search. For backup as source text, we don't want any segment that does not contain backup as target. We indicate that by adding a minus sign in front of the word and specifying power search. Don't forget to tick this box. We don't need to specify any other options this time either. Finally, we will add the entry referring to the percentage sign. As description, we can say no space between percentage and number. Here we will use a regular expression as search type. We want to find any percentage sign with a space between it and the number. We can use this expression, digit, to indicate any number, and then add a space and the percentage sign, escaped with the backslash character. Don't forget to select regular expression in this drop-down list. Here we have the 3 checklist items we have just created. Let's perform the QA now on a TTX file loaded as ongoing translation. In the QA results screen, the results coming from the checklist are indicated by this description, personal checklist, and show the instances that we should correct in order to follow the client's preferences or client feedback. This checklist can be applied every time we receive a translation job from that client, or we can even use it in other similar projects. We can add as many entries as we want, and they are saved in the xbckl file, personal checklist. With Xbench, if you can search for it, you can check it.